Hello everyone, this is Bushra Khan. Welcome to RNN podcast. नाजरीन, पॉलिटिकल बातें तो होती रहती है, लेकिन आज हम कुछ नॉन पॉलिटिकल और कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग क्रिएटिव आर्ट्स और कल्चर के हवाले से बात करेंगे. आज की हमारी जो एक खूबसूरत और क्यूट सी मेहमान हमारे साथ मौजूद है स्टूडियो में, मैं चाहूँगी कि मैं आपको उससे मिलवाऊँ और आप जाने कि आज के जो बच्चे हैं, जनरेशन जी की अगर बात करें या अल्फा बीटा भी अब तक आ चुकी है, वो बच्चे क्या सोचते हैं, क्या पढ़ते हैं, क्या लिखते हैं, क्या उनके दिमाग में क्रिएटिविटी होती है, एकदम से क्या इमेजिन कर रहे होते हैं. अक्सर हम सोचते हैं कि बच्चे चुप करके क्यों बैठे हुए हैं, क्या वो कुछ सोच रहे हैं, क्या वाकई उनका जो इमेजिनेशन या थॉट प्रोसेस है वो इतना फास्ट है या इतना क्रिएटिव है. और कुछ बच्चे जो सोचते हैं उसको लिख भी डालते हैं कागज़ों में लिख डालते हैं, इसका स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हैं. वो इमेजिनेशन जो है वो अपने सामने जो है वो पूरी की पूरी दे जस्ट जॉट इट डाउन एंड देन आफ्टर सम टाइम उसकी एक प्रॉपर फॉर्मेशन देकर वो हमारे सामने ले आते हैं और हम हैरान हो जाते हैं कि आजकल के बच्चे हैं. एआई का ज़माना आ गया, चैट जीटीपी का ज़माना आ गया, लेकिन अगर इसको साइड पे कर दें तो अभी भी कुछ बच्चे ऐसे हैं, एक जनरेशन या एक सेट बच्चों का ऐसा है जो कि अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को ही निखार रहा है रोज और इन्हिसार नहीं कर रहा इस तरह की टेक्नोलॉजीज पर कि वो डिपेंडेंट हो जाए. वो अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को बढ़ाते जा रहे हैं. और आप देखना कि जब आप मिलेंगे इस नन्ही क्यूट सी बच्ची से, शी इज़ जस्ट 11 ईयर ओल्ड. You guys just heard it right. She is hardly 11 years old. लकास जेटी हेडक्वार्टर से उसका ताल्लुक है, वहाँ पे पढ़ती है. और ऑब्वियसली प्रोफेशनल डेवलपमेंट, ग्रूमिंग बहुत मैटर करती है घर से भी, और इसके साथ साथ एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट भी बहुत मैटर करता है. दोनों की मजमूए से जो है एक हम कह सकते हैं कि एक पर्सनैलिटी जो है वो बिल्ड होती है. और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता आप देखते हैं कि वो पर्सनैलिटी क्या क्या करना शुरू हो गई है और रिप्रेजेंट करती है अपने स्कूल को भी, अपने घर को भी, अपने पेरेंट्स को भी. तो आज हम मिलेंगे इस बच्ची से. इसने बहुत ज़्यादा राइटिंग्स करना शुरू कर दी है छोटी सी एज में. इंग्लिश में और उर्दू में राइटिंग्स करना एक आर्ट है और एक टैलेंट है, और ये हर किसी के पास नहीं होता. अब अगर हम देखते हैं सीनियर राइटर्स को, तो उन्होंने एमए उर्दू, एमए इंग्लिश किया होता है, शॉर्ट कोर्सेज किए होते हैं, पूरी दुनिया घूमी होती है, दुख भी झेले होते हैं और वो दुख भी लिख रहे होते हैं, और इसके साथ साथ खुशियाँ भी देखते हैं. तो वो सारे एक्सपीरियंसेस लिखते हैं. एक अच्छा राइटर, एक आर्टिस्ट होने के लिए एक्सपीरियंसेस से गुजरना बहुत ज़रूरी है. निहाल उमर की जब मैं बात करती हूँ, वो इज़ हार्डली 11, ग्रेड 6 की स्टूडेंट है. कैसे उसने इतना एक्सपीरियंस हासिल किए बगैर लिखना शुरू कर दिया. उसकी हम कोटेशंस की बात करते हैं, पोइट्री की बात करते हैं, पॉम्स की बात करते हैं. मैंने नाम सुने हैं पॉम्स के, तो मैं हैरान हो गई हूँ. अंडरस्टैंडिंग, मतलब व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट कुड बी. क्या लिखा होगा उसने. एकोज ऑफ मी के नाम से उसका इंस्टाग्राम है. मतलब क्या किथारसिस है, क्या बातें हैं, क्या चीखो पुकार है, किससे कनेक्ट करिए, ये सब जानेंगे नाजरीन. इसके अलावा विस्पर्स ऑन द शोर इसकी पहली मैं कह सकती हूँ पॉम है, और इसको किसने मोटिवेट किया, किसने इसको यहाँ तक पहुँचाया, ये सब जानते हैं इसकी कहानी. चलिए आइए मिलते हैं मिस निहाल उमर से. हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम.
क्या हाल है आपके?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the podcast studio.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yes, and thanks that you took out your precious time, because I know you're a student, and for
Yeah.
students, there's always homework up, and you have to get back to another day to the school, and then you have to
Yeah.
present yourself before the teacher,
Yeah,
and there's
that's
piles
true.
of homework ahead. So obviously, keeping all this aside, I would like to know a few things, and I would like to go in a bilingual way, ताकि we can connect with the audience in a more better comfortable way.
Yeah.
So निहाल, मुझे ये बताइए, आपने लिखना कब शुरू किया? मैंने आपकी पॉम्स पढ़ी हैं, लेकिन मैंने सुना है कि आपने एक पूरी बुक तैयार की भी है,
Yeah.
और वो आप बहुत जल्द पब्लिश भी करवाने लगी हैं. तो ये
Yeah.
तो नाज़रीन के लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है कि वो अपने तक उसकी रसाई उन तक पहुंच जाएगी.
Yeah.
पहली पॉम कैसे लिखी, लिखना कब शुरू किया, कैसे खुद को यकीन आया कि मैं लिख सकती हूँ?
Okay, so it was in grade 5. My teacher just had a random classwork about poet and poetry. We were discussing it all, and then she gave us like a classwork or homework thingy to write your own poem, express yourself for any topic you like. So I wrote one, Whispers on the Shore, and that was my first time ever writing that. And after the teacher checked it, she really liked it, and she was the one who motivated me the most to write. And
Nice.
that's when I really believed that maybe I could write.
So she gave you that push
Yeah.
initially,
Yeah.
and then you just mustered up your courage, and now we can see that you have started writing it in a very professional manner. And obviously hats off to your teachers as well, because they play a really important role in life in motivating you. And even on that first day on set of writing,
Yeah.
अगर if you were not good at writing, and if she had not motivated you, you wouldn't be writing it, right?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
it all goes with, a group of motivated leaders or teachers
Yeah, that's
who
right.
help you and give you a kick to bring you
Yes.
to this stage. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. So moving on, Whispers on the Shore की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so नाज़रीन भी सुनना चाहते हैं कि आखिर लिखती क्या है निहाल. निहाल, Whispers on the Shore, ये नाम आपने क्यों दिया है, टाइटल क्यों दिया है, सबसे पहले ये बताएं, थीम क्या है, और फिर आपने मुझे पढ़कर भी सुनानी है.
Okay, so we were basically watching, like, it was capturing the ocean and also the waves and the sound. The teacher told us to describe all of that. So then, relating it to nature and the waves of the ocean, I thought of relating it to life, and that's how I connected the emotions and all to write that.
Oh, nice. That's quite deep. So, Whispers on the Shore. I want to know. Read it out loud so audience can also, relate it.
A sky full of stars and the moon shining so bright. I sat on the wet sand thinking about life. Thinking so hard that I nearly thought things started to reach me and began to teach me about life. The rocks started to float away, teaching me how bad things go away. And again, it made me think about life.
Wow. So actually you have used metaphors, right?
Yeah.
जो रॉक है इसमें वो सिंबल है हार्डशिप्स का, राइट?
Yeah, that how bad things can go away no matter for how long they stay, but once they'll just go away.
Yes, यानी कि good times will come
Yeah.
and motion, everything is in motion, right?
Yes.
So you keep on moving and
Yeah.
you never get yourself stick to one single thought.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's really impressive, Nihal. Would you just repeat it again for the audience?
Yes. It just teaches that no matter how long the hardships are, anything going on in your life, the good times will come soon, and the bad time will go any time away. So you just need to focus on yourself, believe in yourself, and do not just stick to one thing that will stay forever. Yes.
Yeah, wow. And such certain things usually come with experiences, but you have just written it down and given it a shape of poem. That's completely amazing, Amazing. Claps.
Thank you so much.
So Nihal, moving on, obviously I can see a book in your hand and you are supposed to publish it as well in a couple of days. Maybe
Yeah.
you were just telling me off the record.
Yeah.
So just tell me more about it.
So I'm writing a book, the book of feeling everything. So I basically wanted to write it for the people who feel that feeling too much is like a weakness or a curse, because myself, I used to feel like that. But I want people to feel seen and not misunderstood like me, how I used to feel. I used to think it's always a weakness to feel everything deeply and being sensitive, but it's actually not. It's actually a really beautiful thing that you notice the little things other people don't.
So you relate that whenever you are being so oversensitive
Yeah.
and you are feeling too much or getting touchy about small little trivial things,
Yeah.
is a good fact, right? So do you relate it with overthinking as well?
Yeah.
How? And how did you analyze it that it's a good fact?
It is because you get to observe more in life, the deep connections, the emotions of people, and it's not really a bad thing as you connect more with life.
That's really nice. So can you give me a certain living example of it? For example, if there's a scenario where you feel too much or you had to back in the past, would you share it with me?
Yeah, once I used to have a fight with my best friend in grade 4, and she used to like blame me on a few things, like a lot. And then all of a sudden we fought on one thing. But after that, I noticed that maybe I feel too much about our relationship and our friendship, because like she didn't really seem to care much about it. But I really noticed her emotions, everything she feels. But she never really seemed to care about me that much, how deeply I feel. So maybe it's a blessing to feel about others. Like I put others before myself.
That's really amazing that you are actually giving us a life example that there are two kind of personalities. One who feels just too much or being so oversensitive, and also observing things so deeply that it connects them and giving it a term, leading it to emotional intelligence, I would rather say. Emotional. It actually gives another word, emotional intelligence to it.
Yes.
And on the other side, there's another personality who is just being very carefree,
Yeah, cold.
showing up a careless attitude. So it's a blessing to feel too much and observe things with a deep thought and with keen,
with a deep heart.
with
And
very
then,
closer lens of,
yeah.
That's nice. Amazing, Nihal. That's really nice that you just being 11 is actually talking so maturely. And even if I peek back into the past, when we were students, we wouldn't think in such a practical way. We wouldn't talk about such things. For example, observation or feelings or sentiments or how to get emotional or how if anybody is getting emotional or getting touched or getting cross at us and how do we cope up with that and how to keep our relationship with students when we were so young in primary classes.
Yeah.
So that's really pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Moving on, is there any sort of a poetry that relates to your family members or relatives or anyone else?
Yeah, I wrote like a poem for my aunt and uncles because like they're the ones most close to me,
Nice.
and I have a deep connection with them. So I named that poem "My Quiet Wings" because they're always the ones supporting me in everything I do.
Wings. Wow. Nice title. It depicts actually that they are someone, your supporters.
Yes.
Nice.
Since childhood days of tiny things, they've been my laugh, my secret springs, my first best friends, my heart's soft strings, forever near my quiet wings. They've stood by me through on life's swings, my everything when silence rings. I love them more than words sing, for every hug and all they bring in a world that leaves and quickly swings. They are my always, my quiet wings.
That's really nice. So now what made you write this for them, for your aunt and uncle? Can you quote any example or any scenario?
Yeah, because they're always one.
They're
for-
always there for you.
Yeah.
And I could say, anything from the past that keeps you very close to them.
The deep connection because they've been with me since childhood, like when I didn't have any best friend or anything. Like my aunt's helping me with my school projects, my cards, uncle buys me everything
So
and all.
sweet.
Yeah. So I love them with my whole heart and they matter to me more than anything.
Because you grew up with them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really nice. And what about I was just, keeping an eye on your book when you were plodding through the pages. Is there anything written for your sister as well?
Yeah, I mean, I have a cousin sister. I don't really have a sister, but she's my cousin sister and she's really close to me. So I thought of writing one for her.
Please, can you read it out for us?
Yeah.
I would love to know what you have written.
Yeah. She is my sister till the end, but even more, my forever friend. She's the best. Unlike the rest, a gentle soul I hold so blessed. When there's no one, she's the one, my quiet strength. When hope is gone, she says, I hate you, but in her silence, love screams loudest. She pushes me away with, don't hug me, yet holds me the closest in her heart. She gets angry and says, don't talk to me ever again. Yet ours is a bond no storm could ever bend. She claims she's not pretty. She says, shut up and hides. But to me, she's the moon, no flaw to find. She's the one I've already won.
So, Nihal, tell me about your future projects. Since you have written all these poems, poetries, and quotations, and you have summed up them in a book, when are you going to publish them?
I'm just thinking to publish it right now. There's still a few pages and I still have to be more confident and about those stuff. And basically I'm writing that book for the young people who feel too much or feel like feeling too much is a curse or weakness, because I felt misunderstood on these things. So I would like to combine some of my poems and for others to feel seen about it.
You felt unheard or you were being misunderstood by others. So what was that scenario that makes you feel such?
Like, as being an overthinker with that really connects, because people are always like, you're being too sensitive, there's nothing that matters that much. But like, it's my heart, it matters to me. So that's what people should understand. Like, for the people who notice small things, it's not always like big things matter. There's some small things too that touch the heart.
So since Nihal, you're from Lakas JT campus, as an 11-year-old, you're studying in grade 6th.
Yes.
And you initially gave credit to your teachers and obviously to your friends as well for bringing you to this stage. But obviously, you didn't mention your mom yet. So I want to know, where does she stand, and uh, how much she has done for bringing you to this stage, because it's obviously it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
There's always a combination of a very brilliant mindsets.
Yes.
Educational institute, teachers, aunts, uncles, and then obviously your mom.
Yes.
So wouldn't you give credit to her as well?
Yeah, of course. I wrote a poem on mother as well.
Oh wow! So here we go. Please.
She is the quiet prayer at night. She makes everything feel right. She is my first home, my forever best friend, my guiding light, the unseen strength. Behind my every rise, a beauty hidden behind her tired eyes. Her soul is a garden no poet could ever describe, and my love for her runs deeper than 1,000 skies. She is a masterpiece no words could ever hold, and my love for her too deep for any story ever told.
That's amazing. Hats off to you
Thank
for writing such kind words for your mom, for your sister, and then aunts and uncles. And obviously, you grew up with them, and you can actually obviously it's your connection with them. So. Which is irreplaceable. And of
Yes.
course, this is only you who can actually feel it and bring it down to the piece of paper and then share it with the audience, of course.
Yes.
So when I talk again about your social media, you are on social media and you're using the medium Instagram,
Yeah.
and you have there an account. Can you share more details about it?
Yeah, it's basically of all my poems and poetry, the little quotes. And for that, even I want people to feel seen. Like mostly people on their Instagram, there are not much people reading books these days. So I usually post poems there and my poetry there for others to
I
feel.
believe I follow you. Yes, because I'm quite impressed by your writings. And
Thank
once
you.
one of your aunt was actually posting something on Instagram,
Yes.
and I asked, who has written such a nice poem with such a nice formation, using such excellent choice of words. The choice of words were quite excellent.
Thank you.
So I was quite impressed, and I asked, and she was telling me, oh, she is Nehal, my niece. And I said, oh my God, I would love to have her to the podcast so she can actually share her ideas and experiences, that how come she started writing and what made her write. Who gave her that push? So obviously it's family first, and then the educational institute, the teachers and everyone around. It really matters.
Yes.
They can help you build up, or they can bring you down or shatter your confidence.
Yes.
It's either nay or yay. And
Yeah.
obviously this is what we can see you becoming professional, grooming yourself every other day and learning new things. And we are also learning a lot from you.
Yes.
That how at a very young age you have started writing down your experiences.
Yes.
Obviously, when a child is young, the child is always observing things, and then he starts jotting it down, starts speaking it, learning, reading, writing. These all are the things that matters. And once you are properly formed up, we can
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
We can see as you are an example in front of us right now. So Nihal, since Basant is up, it's just 2 days away.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for it? Are you
Yes.
excited?
Yes.
And do you even know what is Basant?
Yes, I wrote a little poem or quote for that.
Okay, you wrote it. I would like to know, and you would read it out loud. But before that, we were just discussing it in another session that Gen Z, Alpha, Beta, and Charlie generation doesn't know what's Basant. So how do you know about it?
It's a really colorful festival. That's one of the things. The kites and everything is so joyful, like about a dream, I would say so.
Really, everything in dream.
No, like it feels like a dream. You know, the colors and everything in the
It's a
festival.
vibrant
Yeah.
sort of an event which
Yes.
used to take place back 2 decades ago.
Yeah, but it
used
came
to.
after a long time, so people are getting
We
hyped
are
on it.
excited.
Yes.
We witnessed it when you were quite young, but obviously for a generation like you,
Yeah.
is going to experience it for the very first time. But since you have written something for Basant, is another impressive element. Please go ahead and read it out.
Okay. Threads of sunshine, kites that slant, paint the sky in shades of basant. The joy we dream of, the joy we want. Basant brings it to the front. Every color and a laugh, a memory we grant. It's Basant where hearts find home and dance.
So now after Basant, I would like to have a political opinion from your end. Since you are a child, but still if you can write something on Basant, which you have not experienced yet, so you would know about political situation, which is nowadays in Pakistan, and obviously it's always happening, no matter. There's always a political chaos, instability,
Yeah.
even if you talk about any other country as well. So it's
Yes.
normal. So at this stage, if we talk about the current government and those parties, those two parties which are in an alliance and having a formation of a current government, do you think they are performing up to the mark?
Yeah, they're doing pretty good about the system and all. At Basant, they did a very good organization and everything, so it's really good.
So you are actually praising them because of this initiative regarding
Yeah.
Basant.
The advice I would give them is like read widely, feel deeply, and write honestly. Do not chase perfection, just chase the truth and write. And also for the ones who feel that they do not belong anywhere, let poetry be the place where they begin.
Oh, that's nice. So you're giving them a roadmap
Yeah.
where poetry can help them, bring them out, and show them the right path.
Yes.
But for that, they don't need to be perfect. They
Yeah.
just have to be honest.
Yes.
That's amazing. So before we wrap up the session, now when we talk about Generation Z, Generation Alpha, Beta, and also Charlie is on its way. So what would you suggest them? Since they are lacking decision-making power, and also they are quite in a state of bewilderment, quite
Yes.
puzzled and confused.
So I would say to focus on the positive more, have good company, and like how people these days are relying more on the AI, chat GPT. Like try to use your own mind for that and positivity. Stop relying on those and have a good company and things that do not matter, just don't keep them with you. And that's all. The most they need to focus on the positive things.
And also tell me one thing. If you have to describe happiness in 3 words, how would you describe?
So it's basically like having peace, being close to your loved ones, and being on the right path, becoming more closer to Allah because that's the one what motivates us the most.
The way you described, just in 3 words, happiness is actually all in one, I would say. Very impressive, Nihal. Thank you for taking out your precious time. I know you're a student, a hardworking student, and a smart student as well on the other side.
Thank you.
Because I can see you becoming a great writer in future. And obviously, best of luck to your future endeavors. And of course, you are going to have, please keep on making us proud every day. And of course, you are already. Whereas I'm just looking forward to your book. Whenever you publish it, please let us know and we would love
Yeah.
to have it here. And of course, the audience can see it on screen as well as we are flashing your few poems on
Yeah.
screen. And keep on reading, keep on writing, keep on making us proud. And definitely you are coming again to the studio
Thank
whenever
you so
you're
much.
having your new writing pieces
Yes.
soon. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys for watching us today. Just stay tuned for another session. Till then, bye-bye.